The game you love above them all. Football news, predictions, we have it all. You can watch or listen, that's your call. Just join us on Beyond the Ball.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Beyond the Ball. I am Collie and this week I'm joined by Big Paddy. Paddy, how's it going?
All right, feel a bit robbed after that game yesterday.
I feel a bit robbed.
Why do you feel robbed? You should be happy.
Fuck off, we played better.
Away, you're joking me. We had the better chances. Say yourself.
You did have the better chances. We played better. You just had the better chances. Paddy, we're getting into it in a sec, right? We're going to be looking at the fantasy football. We'll give an update on the league and see how that's fared out. I think we can confirm definitely the September, what was the last one? An October winner for the monthly. So I think we can officially confirm that. And then we're going to be talking about the Manchester United and Chelsea game, where Chelsea were robbed. And then we're going to be looking at the weekend predictions, and we'll give some score predictions on that. So, Paddy, we'll jump off first with the fantasy football. Right, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. I'll pull up the fantasy football. If you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you go over to our YouTube channel. You can see what we're looking at there, and you can hit subscribe and like as well, because that helps us. Paddy, I'm pulling it up here on the screen, and we've got your team up first. So would you like to go ahead and go through that?
Finally, I've beaten the average. So all the greens, I'm moving on up. I'm doing well. But actually, this game week is not finished yet because Fulham are playing Brentford tonight. So
that's right.
That won't make any difference to my team. So let's go on anyway. So Pope 5, Konza 0, Digny 0, Romero 1, Garnacho 2, Palmer 3, Bruno Gutierrez 3, Rashford 4, Haaland 2, Highland 5, Solanke 16. Good man yourself. And I was going to take him out as well. I was considering it. Madison, so disappointed I didn't have him in there instead of Garnacho. And then Kilman 1, so 2 more to go off the bench. So hopefully they do terrible tonight.
Paddy, 2 things I want to pull it up there. Your pronunciation of Digne. I don't know. Digny. I don't know. That's a controversial one. And also, it's Guimarães, not Gutierrez. I've got to pull it up.
Guimarães, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Who's Gutierrez?
Gutierrez used to play for them. He was a defender for them, wasn't he?
That's who I thought. That's the only reason I signed him. I thought it was him.
So I had to pull you up on that. You have Madison in the team. You had Madison in the team, but he only came on, Paddy. I was cursing him. For not starting, and I was saying Big Ange better not fucking bring him on. I was saying it in the lad chat. I was like, he better not fucking bring him on for like 10 minutes or something. What's he do? He brings him on. But what happens? He scores. So it was fantastic. Paddy, I had 38 points this week. So
you're so shit.
You beat me, but I'm still above average, so it's not too bad. I do still have Flecken to play, and I've got Mbuemo to play. So we'll see what happens there.
Right.
Gabriel 2 points. Keane, I brought him in 1 point. I think he has a couple of decent enough fixtures, but I did forget he plays for Everton. Dallo is there 1 point. Madison again 6 points. I was going to take him out, and I don't know whether to take him out. I think he has Ipswich next, so I might just leave him in. Mbuemo again, he's playing tonight. Bernardo Silva, he's just not doing it for me. Yeah, he's just not doing it for me. I've given him enough time now at this stage, so I'm probably going to have to take him out. A lot of people went with Haaland as captain, but I actually went with Mo Salah, and it was a great decision because he got me 18 points. Yeah, so I was happy enough with that. I'm still disappointed that I done that, and I still didn't gain much on a lot of people. But anyway, Haaland with 2, he was vice captain. Nicholas Jackson with 1 point, and then Jamie Vardy with 5 points. Vardy is scoring me points, and then I've got Taylor, and then I had Stevens on the bench as well, so I was hoping that Madison wouldn't score because Stevens will come on, but he got the same points anyway, so not the end of the world. Right, Paddy, we'll have a look at the... One.
Sorry, but look at Haaland there. So at the start of the season, he started out like a rocket, but he hasn't been great recently, has he?
No, I mean, like if you look at his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, he's had 2
Yeah.
points, 2 points, 2 points, 6 points, and 2 points. So yeah, you're right. Not
That's form to
really.
change nearly.
Yeah, it's not really great, is it?
No, not at all. Like form guide there, you're looking at four losses and a draw, and that's the you're getting sacked.
Yeah, and then the next 3 games he has is Brighton, who he should score against, but then he's got Spurs and he's got Liverpool. So he has hard enough games coming up in the next 3 as well. So
I'm taking him out.
ooh, controversial. I mean, the world is your oyster when you take him out because you can put fucking anybody in because he's the most expensive. Like so.
But like I'd say everybody else in the FPL universe would be delighted that I'm taking him out because as soon as I do, he's going to start banging in triple hat tricks every game.
Triple hat tricks, 9 goals a game.
Yeah.
Right, Paddy, we'll give an update on the overall. So Adam McDonald is still top. Actually, still top. He's gone top with 634 points. Got 48 points this week. And Aaron Gray has dropped down to second. It's a little battle between the two of them. I'm just kind of moseying on behind them. But I'm there. Yeah, there's not much in it. So they're on 634. Aaron is on 624, and I'm on 609. So about 30 points between the 3 of us anyway. Niall Gain up to 4th with 597. Harry O'Sullivan is in 5th. Lorna Gray is up to 6th. Joined with Adam Nestor in 6th as well also. Derek Hennessy is up to 8th. Liam McDonald is down to 9, and Chris Gernon has dropped down to 9, and King Costello has jumped up to 11 as well. So that's good. So I'm gonna just check, Paddy, the updated October league just to see if it has changed. I don't think it has, and it hasn't. So Niall Gain, he's gonna be the winner of the monthly €20. So he will be receiving his €20 in whatever form he paid me. So I don't know whether that was
Congratulations, though.
Although Niall, I don't know whether that was Revolut or whatever. I'll figure that one out myself. So that's it, Paddy. That's the fancy football done and dusted. We need to jump on to some more pressing matters, which was Manchester United and Chelsea. So we're going to jump on to the football review.
Your transitions are getting tasty.
They are, Andy. I'm now. I was buying a little bit of time there.
Nothing there.
Yeah, I was kind of panicking there a little bit because I couldn't fucking see it. I didn't have it in order. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm getting better at them. Paddy, Manchester United won. Chelsea won. Talk to me about this. And we had a little bit of an argument there at the start saying that you thought you were robbed. I thought I was robbed. What was your overall assessment of the game? And were you happy with a draw?
So first of all, like I only found out obviously during the game yesterday. I was watching the first half and I had to listen to the second half because I was on my way to a gig in town. So I only watched the highlights of it today. The first half fairly even affair. And then the goals obviously happened in the second half. Was it a penalty? Yes, it was a penalty. Was Chelsea's goal very, very good? It was very good. It wasn't very, very good. Like it was a volley from outside the box, but it was a bit tame. Maybe Onana should have done better, but there was a lot of players in front of him.
If Paul Scholes said that.
So the highest drawing game of any two teams in English football. So it's like I think it's 29 draws and 19 wins each. So how even can that be between two clubs? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Then I suppose the other talking points in the game was the Martinez should it have been a red card for that foul on Cole Palmer.
Are you asking me?
I only seen the highlight. I didn't see the conversations around the VAR and everything else. Why wasn't he given a red? Because just looking at it, it looked knee high, and he did make contact. So I was wondering why didn't he get the red?
So they were talking about it after, right? So you had Roy Keane, Frank Lampard, and Jamie Redknapp talking about it. Jamie Redknapp said Stonewall red card should have been. It was disgusting. Blah blah blah. I knew what he was doing. Then you had Lampard, who said, yeah, could have been given. You wouldn't be surprised if it was. And then Roy Keane kind of, yeah, he wouldn't have argued against it. He's not surprised it went that way, but he said he could have, he couldn't argue if it was a red card. So he was sitting on the fence a little bit, but kind of he was kind of saying like, oh, look, I'm not one to talk about tackles considering what I've done in my career, but I think what they were saying is that they reckon it wasn't reckless, but it was professional. So I think that was the way they were going with it. The only thing that I would say, Paddy, that if you look at it a little bit again, that may have swayed it, is that Cole Palmer's kind of low down, so his knee is a little bit lower than it usually would be. So maybe his foot wasn't actually as high as up as his knee, but because he was a little bit lower, maybe it looked like it was up knee height. I don't know. I'm just trying to justify it, but to be honest,
I'm going to say something here, and I'm thinking to myself, in the last couple of weeks, there's been a couple of really, really controversial decisions around VAR and Manchester United getting bad decisions in terms of the referee gone to the video there. I think it was last week, and then Bruno Fernandes being sent off. No. This is actually going to play in Chelsea's favour.
Oh,
so with those two decisions in mind, I'm thinking to myself, did the referees bottle it a little bit here in terms of the VAR checked it, and did they not intervene and tell the ref to go to the screen again, because they couldn't be seen to be doing that again at Old Trafford, considering what happened only last week, and then the Fernandes being sent off as well against Spurs. So there were two big decisions that they had to put their hands up and say they were wrong. Maybe they bottled it a bit. I don't know.
But do you know what the one thing, right? And I don't know whether they take this into account, but the player that's done it, is that taken into account? Because remember, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago? Martinez with that ridiculous 2-footed challenge on the edge of the box. Do you remember that one? He should have been sent off. And
he jumped on the ball. He jumped on the ball. He didn't get near the player.
That was a red card. Like that was a red card offense. Like going in 2 foot like that, just lunging in. He didn't. It doesn't matter. I think the intent was still there to jump in and made the tackle. So I think that was a red card more than that one against Cole Palmer.
Anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think
about shooting you and getting arrested for murder.
But if I run with somebody and he trips up over me and breaks his leg, does that mean he gets a red card just because the injury was worse? I don't think so. I think
of course not. No,
I think
no. But you're saying
what?
But if I intend to shoot you, but I don't shoot you, should I still get arrested?
Yeah.
Or I shoot beside you. You still can't, like, all right, I'm
attempted murder.
I'm going to arrest you for murder.
Attempted murder. Attempted murder.
Yeah, no.
If you're shooting at me and you miss, I say to you, you are a shit shot. Cop, come in and arrest him for attempted murder, please.
And that'd be a yellow card then. A yellow card.
No, that'd be fucking about 7 years in prison.
No, it'd be a yellow card.
You're going to prison, you are. You're not getting away with that when you're in prison regardless. So I think it should have been a red card. And I do think that they need to start doing that, where they do need to start looking at these the reputations of players. I think that needs to be taken into consideration, because, like, say the likes of, for instance, a good example would have been, do you remember Son got into a tackle with, who was it? Somebody, and he broke his ankle or something like that. Now, I don't think the intent from Son was there, because he's not that type of player, but he still got a red card because of what actually the outcome of it was. Like, he shouldn't have got a red card, I don't think, for the actual tackle, but it was just really, really unfortunate that your man broke his ankle.
So you're saying someone should get a red card based on their reputation? I don't think
they should just get it just on their reputation, but I think
should be treated more harshly because of their reputation.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That's mental.
No, I think so.
Mental.
I think so.
No, everybody has to be treated equally. That's madness.
No, I think for the safety of all the players, for the safety of the game.
If I was a priest and I shot you.
Oh, here we go with the shooting again.
If I was a priest and I shot you, or else I was a gangster and I shot you. So the priest should get less time in prison or be less harshly.
But it's the same. It's the same thing. So, like, red card's a red card.
Exactly.
A red card
so they should be treated the same.
No, but a red card offense is a red card offense. I mean, if you're going life in prison, you're either getting 1 life in prison or you're getting 3 life sentences. Either way, you're spending life in prison. Do you know what I mean? It's like a 1-match ban and a 3-match ban.
Let's say there's no life sentences and we're only getting yellow or red cards here. And I'm a priest and I shoot you. Or else I'm a gangster and I shoot you. We won't get rid of
I just want to
cards,
say,
though.
right, if I wind up getting shot, okay, we know where we're looking. All right, I just want to make that very fucking clear that anybody watching
I've
this,
been on
if I get
Jack
shot,
down the road. He said he's going to shoot you because he'll only get a yellow card for us. So he said he'd be all right doing it.
I just want to make it clear that if I end up shot in the next couple of weeks, this is the man to fucking look for. But no, Paddy, I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, when I was looking at it, I kind of said, I don't know, maybe it would be harsh red card. I thought, but looking at it, he rakes down his knee. Like, it is a nasty challenge. Like, and I do
In
think
slow motion he does, but
it's worse than fucking with speed. It's worse with speed because you can see like the actual speed he's going at and the recklessness of it. Like they were saying that they reckon that they might not have thought it was reckless. It's probably not reckless, but he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's doing that. He's made a show of him. Cole Palmer's made a show of him, knocked it over his head.
I'm not going to defend it. It was a very bad challenge. If I
And
had
I
been the
think
other way around,
you'd
I'd have
look
been calling for a red.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what Roy Keane was saying. He was like, look, he goes, I'm not one to talk, but he got made a show of, and he goes, if someone made a show of me like that, he goes, I can bet you he won't be going past me. And he said, like, he pretty much said he's doing the same thing. But look, it's a different era, you know. We don't. It's a non-contact sport nearly now. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, but Paddy, I don't know. Were you impressed with what you saw from United? I know you you still only had Rude on the sideline, so the manager's probably not even had a training session with him. I don't know if he has or not. You might be able to tell me if he has or not. No idea.
I know he has. Yeah, sure. We played against Leicester last week. He was in charge for that. He's got 2 more games now. He's got the Europa League game during the week and then Leicester at the weekend. It was more of the same, to be quite honest with you. We drew against Aston Villa. Defending hasn't been our Achilles heel this season. It's been scoring goals, and we had to rely on a penalty to get a clear-cut chance to score. Like, we had a couple of chances there today.
Oh, you did.
Or yesterday. I think Garnacho it was his poorest game for us.
He was bad. Yeah, he was bad
this season. He was very bad. He gave away a lot of. He lost the ball a lot of times. Even Casemiro pulled him up and lashed him. I've never seen Casemiro so angry. When as he played for United, but he really fucking lashed into him. Overall, very, very again, Rashford gets taken off. He gets taken off every single game now, and it can't be because they're saving his fitness, because he's doing fucking nothing.
Yeah,
Xerxes came on, not doing much. I think Højlund they're wasting because he doesn't like. They keep on playing these long balls for him to fight against a defender, and that's not where he's strong. He's strong at running the channels. He's fast. You know what I mean? So he needs someone playing those balls through to him, and he's always playing with his back to goal. And as a striker, you have to be able to do that. But I look, not every game, and we have, I don't know, it's just long balls. It seems to be a lot with United, and I can't wait for the new manager to come in and change our system. Whether it takes a couple of weeks, months to actually implement, but to see us to start playing a different, productive game of football where we can start scoring goals, because we're looking at the Sporting Lisbon side, and they're one of the highest scoring teams in all of Europe. So look, hopefully you bring some of that to Manchester United.
What I would say is Chelsea found a lot of space down the right-hand side, which would be your left-hand side. So Mazraoui's left back for you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or was it Dalot? Was it Dalot?
No, Mazraoui was on the left. Dalot was on the right.
So I would say that that's something that you need to work on a little bit. I know you're saying you're impressed with them, but they were fine. Like, Gusto was having a lot of success down that right hand side.
Going forward, I was impressed with him.
Yeah. I think just a defensive setup, more of a setup there would benefit that, like that kind of formation.
But like, Mazraoui is a right back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so you're kind of stuck with him there. Like,
well, he's been thrown in there. Like, I don't know what the people were thinking, considering what Shaw and Malaysia are like our 2 left backs are crocs, and they decided to buy another right back, considering Dalot was one of our best players last season. And then Erik ten Hag decided to move Dalot over to the left and put Mazraoui onto the right. Now I think Van Nistelrooy has changed that and putting Mazraoui now on the left and Dalot back into his favoured right-sided position, but it just doesn't seem to be working.
For some reason, Maresca is playing Reece James left back, and he's leaving Cucurella on the bench and playing Gusto on the right, which is fucking strange. It's a weird one. That's one thing I'm just not getting it. It was lovely to see Reece James playing 90 minutes. Long way at last. Hopefully he doesn't get fucking injured anymore. He's so solid, makes very little mistakes, and he's very good on the ball. But Paddy, I think like an overall assessment of the game for me would have been that Chelsea played very well in terms of with the ball. They kind of picked United apart a lot until it got to the final third, where they just weren't. There was a lack of quality or something like that. I don't know whether it was. I don't really know if it was good defending from United. It was more. I think it was just more lack of quality from Chelsea in that final third. Like, but they used the ball pretty well. Caicedo got man of the match, which I think he deserved, because even without that goal, he was still probably the best player on the pitch in terms of breaking balls down, passing them and stuff like that. So, and you know what I want to pull up as well, Paddy, is I know kind of there's a lot of people that don't watch Chelsea in terms of when they make comments, and I've noticed it twice with Sky Sports over the last 2 or 3 weeks, right? The first one was, Alan Smith, the commentator. So, Nkunku goes through, scores a goal, and he does his usual celebration, which he always does, takes out a balloon and fucking blows it up to the camera and stands there like that, all right? And then Alan Smith goes, "Oh, that's a new one. We haven't seen that before." And I was like, is he fucking joking? I was like, he does it every time he scores, and he's scored fucking like 3 or 4 goals for Chelsea, and he's done it loads of times. So that was the first one. And then yesterday, right, I was listening to people saying it's nice to finally see Caicedo doing what Chelsea paid for him. He's been doing it all season, and he's been doing it since Christmas. So, like, they're fucking high if they think he's only doing that the last 2 or 3 weeks. He has been outstanding since fucking Enzo Fernandez got injured last season, which was, I think, around December time, because Chelsea were unbelievable from December of last year. But I just think the whole fucking standard of the punditry with Sky Sports, it's just fucking shy. It's like they're just being told what to say, and they're not actually watching games or anything like that. And the only games they seem to be watching are the ones that they're actually working on. Like, I don't think they even watch fucking Chelsea, because they're saying that Caicedo is finally the player that Chelsea bought. He's been that player for the last fucking half a year. So I don't know what the fuck they're saying. It's pissed me off.
Let's look at Chelsea then. Okay, so, and let's look at the transition from Pochettino is there now to Maresca. Is that the current?
Yeah, Maresca, yeah.
So he's obviously had the best form for the second half of last season, or one of the best forms, performance points wise. And then Maresca comes in, and you're currently sitting 5th, I think, 4th or 5th.
Yeah, 5th
in the league.
Yeah.
You're a bit hit and miss this season. Yeah, you're playing against the bigger teams, and I wouldn't put United into that bracket of one of the bigger teams, because we haven't been doing particularly well. But when you're playing against the bigger teams, you seem to be doing well, but I suppose missing that cutting edge. But then you look at the cup game, say against Newcastle, stuff like that, and you're prone to a slip up or a poor performance. So do you think you've improved on last season under Pochettino, or there's been a bit of a dip?
Sorry, we're sitting in 4th position at the moment. So we're actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, we're sitting in 4th. So happy with where we are. In fairness, right, I was skeptical, and I think I made it very clear that I was very skeptical on Maresca coming in, because I was happy with what Poch was doing, and I was happy with the direction he was taking him in. And I don't know whether that was tactically or just collectively as a group, like everybody kind of getting to know each other, which was always going to take a while anyway. And then it kind of just seemed like he not so much threw his toys out of pram, because I don't blame him, because he went in and he probably looked for a little bit more control in terms of who he wanted to buy. And fucking obviously Todd Bowley told him, no, we're not doing that, because he wants a yes man in, and Maresca has come in. But Maresca doesn't seem like he's a yes man. He seems like he has his own way of playing. He seems like he's very good. I like what I'm seeing in the media with him. In terms of it being an improvement, I would probably say it is an improvement in terms of what the standard of football. It's been pretty good. Like, when you look at our losses this season, we've lost 2 games, and the 2 games we've lost are against Liverpool and Man City. So we've drawn 3, which, bear in mind, I think we drew against fucking Palace. We should have won that one. There was 1 or 2 other ones that we drew that we like, the one against United could have went either way. I wouldn't have argued if we lost. I wouldn't have argued if we won. And the other draw was against, who the fuck did we draw against? We've drawn against Palace. Forest was the other one. We should have won that game. That was just a poor.
Forest are doing very well this season as well.
Forest
so looking at that,
Forest are in third, like, so, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the teams we've dropped points against and we've lost against, Liverpool and Man City, and they're the two teams that are up top of the league. So I think in terms of Chelsea's play overall, I think they're definitely improved. They're starting to become more of a unit. I still don't understand some of the substitutions he makes. I don't like the way he brought on Mudryk to replace, I think it was, what's his fucking name, Madueke. I didn't like that because Mudryk hasn't really proved himself over the last couple of weeks, and like, you have the likes of Joe Felix there and Nkunku, who's sitting on the bench. Now, he did say that Nkunku was going to be a replacement striker for Jackson. So when Jackson comes off, Nkunku goes on, and Joe Felix is going to be when Palmer comes on, Joe Felix comes on. I think we need to scrap what he said there, and I think he said, I think he needs to come out and just go, right, you know what, we're actually going to try them in different positions to try get them to play together. I would like to see maybe Joe Felix going out onto the wing with Cole Palmer sitting there in the middle, and then Neto, I'm actually pretty impressed with. I'd like to see him get another couple of games because he's actually been very good. I know I was slating him a little bit before that, but I'm actually happy with how he's doing. He's shown his speed. He's taking on players. He's direct, so I like it. So overall, happy with Chelsea. I think Lavia is definitely a better player beside Caicedo. I think they were saying it in the punditry after it as well. Enzo Fernandez is going to struggle, I think, to get back into that team. And I don't know why he's captain, which is kind of fucking bizarre, to be honest with you. It's good to see Reece James back now because he can take that captaincy back. But if he doesn't get fucking injured again, then I'll be laughing. Like, but no, I'm happy with the overall kind of way we're going.
I wasn't saying you weren't doing better. I just found, as you said yourself, you'd look Chelsea a lot more than anybody else would as a fan. So better to get the opinion from you. So you're happy with Maresca? You think he's the man to take you forward?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I'm excited for what he's doing. I'm definitely more excited now after he's kind of proved that he can do it than before at the start of the season, where I was kind of like a bit skeptical because I knew we'd obviously done well with Leicester, but it was a similar situation to Potter, where, you know, he's done it with Brighton at a lower level and he's done really well, but can he do it at the next level? He seems like he's a bit more of a Pep Guardiola type manager or something like that. Like, there's a bit more about him, like a bit more animated. The only one thing I would say is I would like to see him drop Robert Sanchez. He has cost us way too much this season. We signed Jorgensen of fucking Atletico Bilbao, who had the most saves in La Liga last season. Why are we not playing him? I don't know what he's saying. Like, we signed him for 20 million or something like that. Let's start playing him. We have a squad depth there. Let's use the squad depth. I don't like that players can play bad, make mistakes, and not get dropped or punished for it. I'd like to see Sanchez dropped next game, and I'd like to see Jorgensen come in. That's my only criticism, I'd say.
I'll be honest with you. I look at Chelsea and I look at Maresca coming in, and I use it as a use case to kind of judge where and what could happen with Manchester United now with the new manager actually officially after being named. He's starting now after the Leicester game on the 11th, which is next Monday. He's coming from Sporting Lisbon again, a lower level to what he's going to be going to now, or where he's going to be expected to be in terms of with Manchester United qualifying for Champions League, challenging for the Premier League, challenging for the Champions League eventually. I look at Maresca, and obviously he came from Leicester, done very well. But coming in as a head coach, where all you have to focus on is the football on the pitch, and the lads upstairs do all the transfer stuff and everything else, and they get players to suit the way you want to play. The new Manchester United manager, which I shouldn't be saying manager anymore, because he's the first person to ever be heard by Manchester United as a head coach as opposed to a manager. So will this make the big difference that we've been craving for since Alex Ferguson left? Let's hope so.
But but the one thing that you'd say about that as well is that person is coming in with his own way of playing football, which is great, because you get a lot of people that come in and they kind of try to figure it out. Whereas he's coming in, he's probably going to try implement his 3-4-3, which we know he plays 5-3-2, whatever you want to call it, whatever way he works it. But it's nice to see something different for United that they haven't seen since Fergie. Like, and obviously you compare it to Fergie because that was the successful period. But there is there has been managers that have come and gone, and didn't really make any massive changes around like that tactically. No. So yeah, I think it is exciting for United anyway. But This game did, Paddy, when we...
Well,
What?
I think that new style, like still, because we have about 6 centre backs, so and you need about that if you're going to play 3 at the back. So yeah, I don't know.
And the one thing I would say, Paddy, is that game, Manchester United and Chelsea, it did lack quality. It was a sloppy game. It was overall, I didn't think it was a great game. Not too fussed about the result. I mean, going to Old Trafford and coming out with a draw, it's not the end of the world, I don't think. Especially,
and to be honest, I was quite happy with the draw as well, considering the season we've had so far. Like, to be honest with you, to get for Ruud van Nistelrooy to get the win against Leicester, then to get the draw against Chelsea, if we can win our next 2 home games, which is against Polk, I think, in Europa League, and then Leicester, that would be a great now run-in for the new manager to come in. Bit of a bounce in the squad. So,
okay, right. Well, we move on from that, Paddy. I don't think we have anything else to add on to that one.
No.
We've covered pretty much everything. So I'll tell you what we'll do, Paddy, is we'll move on to the predictions for the weekend. Okay, Paddy. We'll give our score predictions for the top six, we're going to call them, but they're not really. But anyway, Brighton versus Man City is the first game. What do you think?
Don't say Brighton nearly held Liverpool until the end at a 1-0. Say that would have took a lot out of them. Man City, I think when's the last time Man City lost 2 games in a row? It's a long time ago, so I don't see Brighton being able to do it. So I'm going to say a Man City win, and I'm going to say a Man City win narrow, because I do think they're missing a couple of their key players, and you're starting to see, because against Wolves as well, they were lucky. Not lucky, but I suppose it wasn't a walkover like you would have expected. So Man City win. I'm going to go 2-1, and Haaland to score.
Do you know what? I don't know why. I have this weird feeling they're going to drop points again in this game. I think it might be a 1-1 draw. I think they might just struggle to break them down or something. I don't know what it is. I just feel like you just get a feeling, and I think I've got a feeling here that Manchester City are going to draw this game 1-1. And I'm going to, yeah.
If you look at Brighton, they might have their backs up as well after feeling like they probably should have won against Liverpool.
Yeah. So they'll have something to prove as well, to show that look, we nearly got a result. Let's go and actually get one again. So yeah, they've got something that they need to prove as well. I'm going to go with 1-1, and I'm going to go with Haaland to score, just because he's pretty much a cheat code. Next one is Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Paddy, how do you see this one going for Liverpool?
Similar to what I said about Brighton there a second ago. Villa got what it looks like trashed against Spurs, but I suppose it was tight up until the last, say, 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Spurs got their 3 goals. So I'd say they'll feel hard done by. But again, there is Champions League football this week, but for both clubs. But I think Liverpool are already safe. I suppose actually Villa are safe as well. So Liverpool have to lose their first game eventually, but I don't think that'll happen at home. So I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. 2-0, 2-1, and Salah to score.
Okay. Liverpool have already lost this season, by the way.
So against who?
It was against, I don't know.
No, they didn't.
It says they've lost here. Yeah, it says they've lost here. 8 games, 1 draw, 1 loss. Can't remember who was against them. It wasn't Arsenal. It wasn't Chelsea. It wasn't Liverpool. Or wasn't Crystal Palace. It wasn't Wolves. It wasn't Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest beat them.
Not Forest. Sorry,
yeah. Forest beat them 1-0. Yeah. I couldn't remember who it was.
1-0.
Yeah,
at home as well. It was. Oh.
Yeah. So I do think that. Look, I think Villa are deadly with Emery there, quality, but I do think that Liverpool are going to win this one. I'm going to say 3-1, and I'm going to go with Diaz. I think Diaz is back. I'll go with Diaz then to score. I think he's back. Next one, Paddy. Manchester United and Leicester. How do you see this one going for you?
This won't be the same Leicester team that we beat 5-1 at the Carabao Cup. You can be sure of that. He did play his B side to rest players. But I do still think we can get a win out of it. Defensively, we're good, and we're half decent. And you look at Can we score against Leicester? Yeah, I think so. I think 2-0 and Garnacho to make up for the poor performance against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think you took the scoreline out of my mouth. I was going to go with 2-0 myself. I don't think you're going to blow them out of the park. I think you'll dominate most of the game, but you might struggle to score for a while. You might get one around 20 or 30 minutes and then maybe a late one then again just to kill it off. But I'm going to go with a Bruno Fernandes goal because he has scored in both games since Ten Hag's gone, which is weird. But anyway, so I'm going to go 2-0 and United and Bruno, sorry. Spurs versus Ipswich. How do you see this one going, Paddy?
Spurs win. Although Ipswich felt robbed after the last game. Spurs win. I'm going to go 2-0 and Solanke to score because he seems to have found a score in boots.
Yeah, I think Spurs 3-1. I think Delap might score for Ipswich, but I was not impressed with. Well, I don't really care, but when Son got taken off, his reaction, he wasn't really happy with him coming off on the weekend, which was interesting because, like I said before, Son is kind of a player that you expect the professional behavior from, but he was kind of pissing him on when he came off, which was unusual to see.
What minute was it?
I think it was like the 70th or something, so it was quite early. Like,
yeah, it's not too bad.
Anyway, so look, I'll go with 3-1, and I'm going to say Delap to score for Ipswich. Paddy, game of the week, Chelsea versus Arsenal. This will be a massive test for both teams, I think, at Stamford Bridge. I just have a sneaky feeling we're going to beat them. I don't know why, but they're dropping points now at this stage. Arsenal starting to become Arsenal. They're level on points with us. They're behind us on goal difference, so they are behind us. They will want to beat us. But I just think that we are in a better position than the last time we might have played them. So I fancy Chelsea to win this. A tight game, 2-1, I'm going to say. And I'm going to say Cole Palmer to score the winner. What do you think?
I think Arsenal now are playing like not lose at all costs as opposed to win. And I think they're finding it very hard to win games now without Odegaard in there. They are still missing at least one striker. I think Siva is still out. So I'm going to go for a draw here. I think you're looking at 1-1, and I'm going to go for Cole Palmer as well. I think he'll get a goal.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't be too dissatisfied with a draw. If I'm being honest, like if you had told me I was getting a draw against United and Arsenal, probably would have taken it. Right, that's it, Paddy. That's pretty much the pod wrapped up there now. So, if anybody is watching on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, wherever you're watching, make sure you hit subscribe and follow us and give us an old thumbs up. Head over to our Instagram and follow us there. Head over to our Twitter page or TikTok page. Follow us on Spotify, rate us 5 stars, all that good stuff, and Apple Podcasts as well. Don't forget to share it with your friends because we are the #1 podcast in Ireland. And nobody's going to argue with us, Paddy. Do you know what I mean? We are the #1 Premier League podcast in Ireland. And do you know what? We're probably the longest running Premier League podcast in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? We're here like
I'm not
5 years.
I'm too lazy to run, but yeah, definitely. We've been doing this for a long time. And if anybody wants to have a straightener, let's go.
Yeah,
like Anchorman, we can have a podcast, Premier League podcast fight.
Yeah, at the end.
Nothing in the face, though. Nothing in the face.
Yeah, no, just and nothing down below the belt. Just like kind of here to like just like belly button area. Just keep it safe. Paddy, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back. We have changed our times to this time now. So Mondays, around 7. The time may vary, but the day will always be kind of Monday now. So, if anybody is looking forward to our live podcast, they're going to be on Mondays. So that's it, Paddy. Thank you for joining me this week. It's been a pleasure, and we will see everybody next week. Bye.